Hey, Cozy Rogers here, and something a little bit different tonight. I want to run through a little Fallout 4 mod that I'm making, both for you guys, anyone who would be interested in seeing this kind of stuff, and for myself, because I tend to forget a lot of the things I do, and that's not good when I'm going back over things and want to interconnect the entire level that I'm making. So anyways, I'm just gonna walk through and look at some of the stuff that I've done. I've been working on this total for like just over a week, although I worked on it for like about a week when the creation kit first came out, which is a really long time ago, and then I stopped working on it, and then I uninstalled Fallout 4 for a while, and I reinstalled Fallout 4, and I worked on it again for like a little over a day. So I put a little over a week into this. Let's just run down here. What we have is a subway. At least that's where we're starting out. And right off the bat, one of the first features, like I want to put a lot of attention to detail into it, into the advertisements in particular. This map is also me just kind of learning the creation kit and all of its assets, so I wanted to use as many of them as possible, just so I like know they're there, that's in the back of my mind that this is something that's available to use. So all these poster assets were some of the things that I used, and I wanted to get creative with the posters. So what I have, so you can't really see it right here, but when we first enter the subway here, we have the bathrooms, the men's and the women's bathrooms, and what I have is kind of a propaganda campaign for the men's bathroom. It's trying to get everyone to go to war, as you kind of expect in the Fallout universe, and then we have more, kind of sexist 60s women's propaganda over on this side. So that's one of the things. Oh, we have, let me pick up some first aid. I might need that. I think I'm in God mode right now because I just don't want to die. I just want to show things off. We have a peeping Tom with creeper glasses and wig over there, complete with. We'll get over there in a second. So, this little bathroom here. Nothing much. By the way, I feel like I should mention this is a work in progress. As you can see, still got things disappearing and stuff. Plenty to fix, plenty to work on. Nice fountain. I just love the lighting in this new upgrade to Bethesda's engine. It's just so much better. The lighting is so much better than it was in Skyrim. In Skyrim, if you don't know how that works with their technicalities, I guess, their engine limits and limitations, in Skyrim you could only have, I believe, 2 shadow casting lights visible on screen at any one time, and now in Fallout 4 you can pretty much have as many as you want. It's the limitations are much. I don't think I have any lockpicks. Oh, I do have a lockpick. Oh, unfortunately my frames are not limited at 60 right now, so I have fast forward lockpicking active, and I definitely can't pick that. So let's just unlock that with the console. We have a little hidden area here. This is the janitor / peeping Tom's closet. At least that's what it might seem at first. But I plan to have him. He has a secret hidden agenda that I'm not quite ready to reveal yet, I suppose. And this is the other side of that. So, that's all fun and good, but let's actually get into the action. Barely going anywhere. I do have a couple frame rate stutters here, just because of the way, this is like the first area I ever set up in this engine. So I wasn't aware when I was setting it up I'd have to cordon off little zones and portal areas. Which doesn't make sense when I say it, but if you know how to build things in this kit, then you'll understand what I'm saying. It's basically portal zones. You can the game renders everything within a certain box that it's an invisible box you can only see in the editor. Placeholder text. I don't have that note ready yet. When you pick that up, zombies get up, and then you can kill them. Oh, by the way, this gun is from the Modern Firearms mod. Figure I should give credit for that. I'm just using it because it's a nice, powerful weapon, and I don't really want to have a hard time with this. This is another master lock door, except I plan to have a key that you can find for this. I don't think I have it placed yet, though. So I'm just going to do that. That's always fun. Ads all over the walls, of course. Ah, I love the lighting. Just love it. It is strange. Everything looks darker when you're opening it in the creation kit than it does in-game. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly what things are going to look like. So we have some options now. The map starts to kind of go in different directions a little bit. I'll go the shorter ways first. I don't have all of them designed yet. I've basically just gone in one direction. We have a bunch of zombies. Ghouls. I just call them zombies. I probably shouldn't. That's probably insensitive. When we get close... Uh-oh, it's an ambush. Whoever saw that one coming in a Fallout game? When we get over here, and this is some interesting stuff. For the love of God, bring more bears. Hey, this guy's surrounded by teddy bears on the floor. And if we look at that note, it actually gives us a hint for an interesting way we can solve a conflict that's coming up in just a little bit. Here we go. Big Bo's on his last bear again. If that thing disappears, well, we don't have the manpower for a repeat of last month. Lives are at stake here, yours particularly, so don't screw this up. Well, it looks like he screwed it up. He found the bears, but he couldn't get back with them. This is a raider. He's from a little raider encampment that we're about to run across in the very near future. But I want to explore a couple other directions first. So actually, timeout. I'm going to go back up here really quick. Okay, here we go. We're back in the lobby, and if we go behind the main desk here, we have a whole bunch of bottle caps. And I think I can spoil a little bit of the story since I'm not all the way through it yet. I'll just tell you what I have in here. I'll show you the notes that I have in here already, and you can kind of make guesses if you want as to what's going to happen. I mean, most people probably aren't even going to play this mod. I don't even know if it's going to get released. I've never released anything before. So, what the hell. Gregg, I swear on my mother's grave, if I need to deal with one more of your friends paying me in bottle caps, I will personally tear your old ass head off. It's not funny. The line is backed out the fucking door. Whoever decided to put this fucking fountain here should be fucking shot. Sincerely yours, Jake. So this is kind of an inside joke to myself, for the fountain part at least. I decided, you know, this lobby looks a little bit empty. I should put something in it just for aesthetics. So I did. I put this fountain, which I think looks pretty cool. But then I realized after I put it there, you know, how impractical is this? Who's gonna put this giant fountain in the middle of the floor in front of the cash register so it takes up all the space in a busy subway where there's probably gonna be lines? So I figured I needed to make fun of myself for that. And there we have the note. I'm probably gonna miss some of those notes, by the way, because I don't remember where all of them are. Like I said, I started this like a year ago. I started building this level like a year ago. So we'll head into here. Uh-oh, I heard a rad roach. Nice little lobby. This is the security office. We have the Metro security key and an important notice. Keep this key on you at all times. Do not, under any circumstances, leave it unattended again. This is your one and only warning, Sergeant Henderson. So here you have the introduction of a character, Sergeant Henderson. These are all pre-war characters. I have a little storyline that's going on, kind of a couple of intersecting pre-war storylines that go on with different characters, and their paths kind of cross one another at various points, which I don't have fully fleshed out yet. But that's the plan that I have to do. Sergeant Henderson is kind of like the badass, by-the-book, hard-ass sergeant who's been moved in here to kind of clean up the mess because all of the other army employees who've been sent on security duty in the subway because of martial law, they're kind of not great at their jobs. So he's come in to clean it up. So that's the kind of guy he is. So if you go down here, this is the security offices where all of the army security officials are sitting, and get some rounds. Nice pistol. I'm thinking about actually taking these ammo boxes out because it's actually a story element that they're only armed with 10mm later. So it's actually probably a mistake that I left those in there. I should probably take them out. And pardon my squeaky chair, I forgot to switch chairs before I started recording this. I know we have story elements in here. Ooh, nice picture. Officer's note. Johnston was crazy to hide that shit here, but he'd probably have gotten away with it if it weren't for the new neighborhood hard ass. Didn't even take Sarge Henderson a week to sniff it out. That prick takes his job way too seriously. He's tearing Jay's office apart, literally screaming like a banshee. On the bright side, Neil owes me a couple $100. So that guy's unnamed. He's just unnamed soldier number 3. We have Johnston, who's been hiding a secret stash of illicit materials under his office. Clearly this is his office. It's the one that's been torn apart. He's tearing into floorboards to get at it. I don't think I have any notes in here. This is clearly Henderson's office, the one that's clean. It's just little details like that. Kind of, I'm trying to work on storytelling via environment the way Bethesda does. Still think I have kind of a long way to go to get as good as they are, obviously, but I'm working on it. Report 1, October 19th, 2077. This place is an utter mess. It's a disgrace. My coworkers, these so-called officers, it would be easier to list the codes they don't violate than the ones they do. When I came in a day early to check the place out, the officer on desk had a finger in his nose and his feet kicked up. I can see now why I've been transferred to this position. I'll begin instilling discipline immediately, Sergeant Henderson. Report number 2, October 23rd, 2077. This has been a very long week. The behavior of my new subordinates has been borderline mutinous. Uh-oh, I have a typo. I have to fix that. This morning at approximately 0900 hours, I located a large stockpile of strictly legal pharmaceutical substances beneath the floorboards of Cadet Johnson's office. I'm presently taking the appropriate steps in dealing with this situation and will provide further details in my next report. I'm concerned that most, if not all, of my subordinates here may be unsalvageable. Frankly, I have no idea how they lasted as long as they did before I arrived. All the same, I'll reserve my final assessment for my final report of the week, as requested. And report number 3. Again, October 23rd, there's been some kind of explosion in one of the tunnels. I'm exercising my authority to override standard protocol and taking all officers with me to investigate. I can't afford to take my eyes off them, and I feel that entrusting any of them with individual responsibilities would be counterproductive at this time. I can't rely on any of them to keep an eye on Cadet Johnston either, so I'll be taking him along as well, Sergeant Henderson. So what we have here is he took all of his, rowdy band of misfits down into the subway tunnels to check out an explosion that's happened down there. And what I wanted to do, one of the things I really wanted to do was re-add skill checks like this from New Vegas. So we're not strong enough to pry open the boards right now, so we can't get at that drug stash. But if I change my skill, hopefully this works. Let's change my strength to, actually, let's change it to 9. Because I think I have another strength check later that I need to demonstrate. Applying a bit of elbow grease, you manage to pry the loose boards away. And there we have it. Now you can get at the chem cooler. And I'm hoping to add a whole bunch of those skill checks. It's surprisingly difficult to find appropriate areas to put them in, though. I thought that was pretty... I was pretty proud of that one, though. So, here we have a train. And I have a little kind of morbid, dark humor suicide story here. This guy sitting on the bench with his suicide note. Sorry for the mess. Well, it doesn't actually tell the story there, but the story I was thinking of for him when I placed him there was that he was waiting to jump in front of the train. That was a message he'd written before. He was planning to commit suicide. He was waiting to jump in front of the train to kill himself, but the train is just, that unfortunate that the train was the bombs hit and it collapsed on the train and prevented it from getting there. And wow, I can't talk right now. I'm so sorry. Rules. Communist equals drink. You're sitting around here with a bunch of beers, listen to politics on the radio, and every time someone says communist, you gotta drink. Just sounds like something I do, so I put it down. We have a nice little train. Just because I kind of wanted to do this. I want more ghouls to do it, though. It's not quite as satisfying when there's only 3. You want a whole crowd of ghouls rushing down the train at you so you can just get them down. And here I was having fun with skeletons. Good times. I took so much time, just like this was me messing around with all the different effects. I don't think I'm probably, I don't know, there's an awful lot of attention to detail here, and I think I might have put too much. Performance maybe suffers a little bit. It's actually working fine right now, interestingly, but sometimes I get stutters. Yeah, it's working fine right now. Interesting. Strange that it would just kind of fix itself. Yeah, very fun to do. All the decals on the wall. And here we have the little hint that we're coming up on that raider encampment I mentioned. So let me save really quick. There we go. Now I can approach this. One of the things I want to do with each encounter, you can approach it in several different ways. So let me set my stealth really high. Is it stealth? Or is it sneak? It might be sneak. Set that to... no, it must be stealth. No, well, whatever. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. Light, if you sneak in the dark areas and you have a high stealth, you can just sneak past everyone here, sneak through the patrols. I also want to make it fun to just, you know, get in a firefight. Let's do that now. If you want to just get in a firefight and fight your way through, I want that to be, you know, a good experience too. So you can just play it like a shooter if that's what you want. But I don't want that to be the only option. We kind of caught this guy by surprise. Surprisingly, I've caught them in a... usually they're much more aware than this. They're all on top of me. Oh, usually he'll kill me in one hit, but I'm invincible right now. I don't want to kill him right away because he has a special weapon that I want to show off. Here he goes. Oh, that's his teddy bear cluster bombs, and it explodes into 5 different grenades. So here's Big Bo. He was the one mentioned in the note before. He's kind of the big boss of this area. His orders. What were his orders? Big Bo's orders. Big Bo stay. Big Bo guard. No naughty. He's supposed to be kind of, you know, man-child. There's the concept behind it. And there he is, the teddy bomb frag cluster. He's obsessed with bears. Teddy bears, specifically. Let me get one of these. You can throw them around yourselves. There it is. Nice. You can throw the teddy bear. And it explodes into 5 different grenades once it's thrown. The concept behind this for me is that, let me see the nice picture of the teddy bear. Here it is. So you got 1 grenade in the chest here, and you got 1 grenade in each extremity, head, 2 arms, and 2 legs. When the one in the middle explodes, it sends the other ones flying and kind of sets off the fuses. So it's a teddy bear cluster bomb. It makes sense. Just trust me, it makes sense. Now, I want to load this save really quick and show you another way that we can get through this. Let's see. Okay, we're back to the start, and I've given myself off-screen 999 agility and all the sneak perks so I can kind of demonstrate stealth, hopefully. So, if we just sneak past here, well, it's not really a demonstration of stealth. I should be practically invisible, but it's just so I can do this quickly and easily and show you. Now, there is a door here that is inaccessible. It is rusted shut. You need a strength of 10 to open it. So, you can't open it like that. But, once again, if we set our strength to 10, or if you come in with a suit of power armor, for example, then you can just crack it open. And that's another way through. Like I said, I want to kind of shoehorn in as many of those kind of skill checks as I can. Unfortunately, those are both strength, so I'm going to have to find ways to add other ones. So we have Big Bo here, and if we look here, there's his teddy bear. And they mention in the note that if his teddy bear disappears, he doesn't like that very much. So I think normally I'm not expecting it to like get snagged from right under his nose there like that, but when he enters a trigger in this area, he should go hostile to everyone else. Darn, I might have to actually wait for him to go all the way down and back, just because I wasn't expecting. Maybe I'll fix the trigger so it's when he either enters or leaves, but for now, I think it's only when he enters. So 1 sec, I'll be back when he gets back. No, it sounds like Big Bo's there. Oh yeah. Okay, so now he's found that his bear is missing, and he is not happy. He's gonna turn against the rest of the raiders now. And this could go either way. basically, he's got special... He's got the bear bombs, which he could blow himself up with. That's a possibility. He basically one-shots everything with his melee weapon. He has something like... I think he has 11 strength or something like that, and one of the most... He's got a unique, powerful melee weapon that's especially powerful. So, yeah, he's pretty much going to kill everything in one shot, but he's a little bit... As you can see, he took some damage even from the simple, you know, level 1 raiders, so he's pretty much a glass cannon. So, what we have here, the solutions I have planned, is you can just fight your way through, you can sneak your way through, you can use a skill check to get through, or, I don't know if this is an or, this is kind of an additional thing, just kind of as a bonus Easter egg, you can come in here, steal Big Bo's bear, and turn the raiders against one another, so that they all kill themselves. So there we go, that's kind of the sort of thing I'm trying to approach with the encounters I'm taking. And also, sorry for my voice, I think I'm getting a little sick here. I'm very, very hoarse. So, let's just kind of fight our way through this one. Now up here, this is an area under construction. I suppose we can go and explore this. Although that's the main way I want to go eventually. This waterfall I think is too big right now. I'm going to have to make it smaller. Here we go. That's eventually way further in the level. I'm planning on having the player come out up there. As you can see, it's kind of bright right now. That's because I don't... It's literally, we're looking out of the level. There's nothing there to block it. This is, like I said, area strictly under progress. Way later in this mod, I'm planning to have the player come out over there, and then we'll be shimmying across up there. Because I'm, if you know, I'm a big fan of, if you watch my other videos, of kind of mods where you can see, or games, I guess, where you can see the objective way before you get there. So that's just that kind of thing. Because it appeals to me. And then we have here one entrance to the catacombs, which doesn't work yet. I haven't started development of that level, or that section of the level yet. This is the only one that I've constructed so far. So there's no sounds or anything, as you can tell. There's a lot of work to be done in this area. But this is another little approach. That's only one of two approaches to the catacombs. This is actually a secondary approach, which you can only access presumably with a jetpack. So I am keeping in mind that some people have jetpacks here, and in doing so, there's actually, if you have a jetpack, you could jetpack up here as well and find a nice little hidden Easter egg. So I'm trying to keep everything in mind and just hide things all over the place. This flare gun pistol, I think I had a story behind this, but I don't. Oh, flare gun pistol. This might be another custom weapon that I designed a long time ago. Apparently I didn't do it properly. I didn't even remember that there was a custom gun up there, but apparently there is. Anyways, so that's another thing I have to do. We have an entrance to the caves. Creating caves is something that I think is really fun. Again, very handy to have this 999 agility, so I can just kind of sneak around and show you everything without the enemies seeing me. Caves are really cool because you can make them pretty much however you want. There's so much flexibility compared to interior levels, where if you look at a lot of mods that are out right now that add new world spaces and stuff, they're adding just basically clone buildings and clone areas that feel very similar to the rest of the game. And I don't really like doing that. I want to keep things as original and unique as possible, not just like everything else in the game, which, like I said, caves let you do that, so I love it. Now, I don't want to kill everyone right now. Let's, okay, good. They're actually going to lose me pretty quickly because of my super skill. So I killed one of them. That was probably a mistake. I could just fight them. Could go on a firefight through this area. I don't really want to do that, like I said. They're not losing me. Nice, here we go. They've lost me. I want to show you kind of the gimmick solution for this one too. Again, multiple approaches. This is what I consider one encounter zone. The second one out of two that I've showed you so far. Now, oh, this is actually there's actually not a guy that starts in the power armor. That's a loose suit of power armor that's right there. So if you decide to go in guns blazing, one of them can get into the loose suit of power armor, and then you lose access to it. So you actually, it's beneficial to go in stealthy here, so that you can take the suit of power armor for yourself, if that's something that you want. Nice little hidden crate up here. Again, just an example of how I like to hide things all over the place. Reward exploration, there's stuff hidden up there too. You can go all the way up there, explore all the little raider compounds, but that's not what I'm working on right now. Before I do that, if I go into this little hut, and get out of here. I know you can't see me. Oh, they found the dead body. Beautiful. Now there's a note up here, yeah, and a couple fusion cores too, for that suit of power armor. This is bullshit. We had those marks on the fucking ropes. When a pack of Deathclaws comes out of nowhere, I think they came from the catacombs, hit us from the side, killed too many of our guys, had to pull back to the choke point. Lost our Gauss rifle. Packy had it on him. Last I saw of him, he was using it to bring the ceiling down and plug up that hellhole. At least we still got the armor. I'll be damned if I'm gonna lose to a bunch of overgrown lizards. Got a radio set up at the edge of camp. Gonna use it to draw the bastards out, preferably one by one. Drop them in a crossfire. So they have a radio set up at the edge of camp in order to lure Deathclaws. Fortunately, they're not quite prepared yet to set up that crossfire. This guy's he's keeping a close eye on that radio, and here you can see there's actually one Deathclaw already dead there, so their plan has been working decently so far. But what happens if I call them over unprepared? No, Deathclaw radio, do not fuck with this. You won't be around to scrape your own guts off the rocks, and I sure as fuck ain't doing it. Just a nice little... Oh, there we see the Deathclaw perk up. Here it comes. Here she comes. So as you can see, I'm a big fan of alternative solutions, and I like to have stuff like this in every encounter that I possibly can. Just little fun side things you can do if you decide to explore the entire area first. It also adds replayability. Like if you just go through and shoot everything down the first time, then you can explore and find these notes, and then you'll know for the next time you come through, oh, maybe I could do this or that. And I think one thing I'm trying to figure out is how I'm going to get people to want to keep a mod in their playlist. Like a lot of mods are the type that you just install for one playthrough and then you uninstall. I want people to want to keep the mod in their playlist forever. For every playthrough, basically make it a part of their game. And if I could do that, then I would be very happy with myself, satisfied with my performance. Well, I'll just go up here so you guys can see what's going on. There's a little drawbridge. Set up a little firing area. Ammo boxes. If you want to explore a little bit, head out here. Some more ammo boxes. Again, reward all the exploration. I had actually originally intended that only to be accessible by doing that, like going on there, jumping to the roof, and then jumping over to here. But then I was like, I noticed you could pick it up from there. I'm like, well, whatever. You know, if someone sees that and wants it, why not? It's fine. So we're almost to the end of what I worked on here. As you can see, another light there, which means the end of the place that I've developed. This is a Deathclaw nest. Like they said, Deathclaws moved in out of seemingly nowhere, a side tunnel, and attacked the raiders, drove them back. So this is the site of the slaughter. As we can see, all kinds of dead raiders over here torn apart. And here we have one of those soldiers that headed down to check in the explosion. It's Cadet Neil with some Calmex to keep his nerves. We can read his last will. My name is Thomas Neal, cadet in service of the United States Armed Forces, assigned to Homeland Security Detail here in hell itself. Figure I'm nearing the end of my rope, and this waiting's the worst part, so I'm rating this to kill what time I have left before it kills me. Lots happened very quickly these past few days, hours. Can't tell the time anymore. Can't see the sun from down here, and frankly haven't had the wherewithal to check a clock. Suffice it to say, this shit hit every fan in the world simultaneously. Ooh. I remember there was a bombing in the subway tunnels on our watch. Sergeant Henderson let us in to investigate, and we found something big and angry, not human, or I guess it found us. Then came the apocalypse, could hear the bombs falling topside. The explosions separated us, maybe disoriented the monster. Probably extended my life by a few precious moments, enough for me to write this at least. Look, the thing I really need to say is, I'm sorry, another typo, damn it. Again, I just wrote these. I haven't spell checked any of them yet, so it's a first draft. I really am sorry. The way I've acted down here, the things I've done, I've been a disgrace. I can't hope to atone, but for what it's worth, I intend to perform my last duty honorably. Mine is the only gun standing between that demon and the civilians trapped in the metro. Maybe I can't stop it, but I can die trying. I need to die trying. So, apparently he's done something terrible, and he has, and I haven't added anything in that is describing that part of the story yet. But, we'll get to that later. Guess, if the mod is ever released. I do have it all planned out. It's just not in the game yet. Ooh. Right, we have a little patrolling Deathclaw here. I believe it's a very tough one. It's an alpha Deathclaw because I'm level 1. But it's a very hard one. Unfortunately, it looks like he is having a hard time with his patrol marker, which is something I'm going to have to fix. He's supposed to be walking back and forth. And it's supposed to be a scene, or a kind of a level part where you're... That drop work, it sure is awesome. Where you're kind of creeping through this area, trying to get past him while he's patrolling, or you can just shoot him to death. But if you don't want to do that, or if you're low level and you can't do that because he's really tough, you don't have the right weapons, then that's what I'm setting up here. But as you can see, it gets kind of blank here, and this is kind of the edge of what I'm done, or what I've done so far. So that's all. Just a little short video to kind of show off what progress I've made so far on this to anyone who might be interested. Oh, and there's another little path too. Like I said, this is also another what I consider an encounter zone, so I have another path. You can swim under it. I was thinking of having a way you could climb above it, but I'm not sure I want to do that yet, because I kind of want to force maybe the player to sneak through. And also I believe there's an area, yep, down here. If you swim down here, there's going to be another little hidden area that you can find, which I haven't created yet. Anyways, this is what I'm working on. Killing what little time that I have. Same as that guy. So, that's it. Oh, I'm gonna go up here and take a seat. And I think I've been spotted by the Deathclaw. Yeah, he sees me. I guess I should probably kill him, and then I'll end it with that. Yeah, for some reason we run out of chairs, just like sprint out of them now. Here we go. Epic Deathclaw fight. I should turn God mode off. Uh-oh. Pretty intense. I mean, I could have just ran through there and cheesed him, but that's lame. That's one thing I don't actually like about this little doorway here. When I was building it, I mean, I like the way it looks, which is why it's still here, but I don't like that you can kind of cheese a Deathclaw with it. Anyways, that's all. I don't have anything else to say, so instead of just rambling on, bye!